Tomorrow night, the 2025 NFL Draft will officially be open in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So today, the night before the NFL Draft, I'm going to be putting out my final 2025 Commanders mock draft. 7 rounds, multiple trades that I am predicting the Washington Commanders will make during the NFL Draft this year. Before we get into the content today, make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already for our in-depth draft coverage on this channel all throughout the weekend. Every time the Commanders make a pick, we're going to have a video out to you guys. We're going to be recapping each day's picks via a grades video every single day as well. So if you guys just want the best damn Commanders draft coverage money can buy, 100% free, click that subscribe button right now because we're going to be getting you guys great content on this channel all throughout the weekend. All right, so rumor has it, all right, the latest rumblings is that the Washington Commanders and the New York Football Giants have been discussing a potential trade down scenario for the Burgundy and Gold at their pick at number 29 overall in the first round. If that ends up being the case, this is what I would want the trade to look like if I were GM Adam Peters. The Commanders get their second round pick at number 34. They get a third round pick at number 99 overall at the end of the third, and they get a 7th round pick at number 246 overall for the Giants, being able to move up a few spots to go and get their quarterback at the end of round 1. And with that trade down scenario, and we're sitting here at number 34, I think a player to keep your eye on, whether the Commanders stay put at number 29 or whether they do trade down to 34, is Iowa State wide receiver Jayden Higgins, one of my guys in this class. I have him ranked as a top 5 receiver in this class, and I think that he's got the ability to be a future number 1 receiver in this league. And my prediction for night 1 is that by the time the Commanders pick at number 29 comes around, all the top edge rushers that they would want to go get are going to be off the board. Donovan Ezeraku, James Pierce Jr., Mike Green, of course, Michael Williams, Shamar Stewart. I think all of them will be off the board by the time the Commanders get to their pick at number 29. So then you have to kind of look at other positions here. And I think wide receiver is a position where if you can get a high caliber of player, you can take this offense to an even higher level in 2025 than it was in 2024. Right now, you got Terry McLaurin as your alpha type wide receiver. Deebo Samuel, honestly, not much of a route running presence. He's going to be more of a true chess piece that Cliff Kingsbury uses all over the formation on offense. But then, on the opposite side of Terry, you got guys like Noah Brown, Luke McCaffrey. I think that this wide receiver room needs another dynamic receiving weapon, somebody that can get open, somebody that can be a deep threat for Jayden Daniels, who has one of the best deep balls in football. And I think Daniels, McLaurin, Deebo, and then you add Jayden Higgins, who is tall. He's a great contested catch receiver down the field. He's a phenomenal route runner. He's great after the catch as well. I think it would be absolutely disgusting. And then when Higgins and Daniels get off their rookie contracts and Terry McLaurin begins to head into the twilight of his career, then you can replace Scary Terry with Jayden Higgins on his second NFL contract as the bona fide number 1 receiver in this offense. And, I'm hoping that Jayden Daniels and Jayden Higgins, the two Jaydens right there, can become one of the most dynamic quarterback wide receiver duos in the next decade in the National Football League. So let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Would you accept this trade down offer from the New York Giants? And if so, would you be okay with taking Jayden Higgins out of Iowa State at number 34 to pair with Terry McLaurin and JD? Give me a yes or a no down there in the comment section for today's pin question. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds, and when that happens, take advantage of that time by giving me a yes or a no down there in the comment section. A position I believe the Washington Commanders need to address in this draft is strong safety. And currently, according to the consensus big board, my number 2 safety in this entire class and one of the best true strong safety prospects in this class, Kevin Winston Jr., safety out of Penn State, is available. So I will make this selection. Now, the team really likes Will Harris. There is a reason why they brought him in after Jeremy Chinn ended up going to the Las Vegas Raiders in NFL free agency. But, Dan Quinn's defense traditionally has a bigger kind of true box safety in this defense. Quan Martin and Will Harris, neither of those guys really specialize in that, but Kevin Winston Jr. is my number 2 safety in the entire class. I think that if he would have played this season, he didn't have that major knee injury that he suffered at Penn State this year, he would be a first-round pick. I think he's got first-round caliber tape. He's a phenomenal run defender, much better than Nick Emenwari, even though Emenwari's a physical freak. I believe Kevin Winston Jr. plays the position in the way Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. want it to be played. And I believe that he's going to be able to come in and be this team's every down starting strong safety from day one. And of course, this defense prioritizes a lot of 3 safety packages. So it's not like Will Harris won't see the field if you draft Kevin Winston Jr. here at number 61 overall. So I think this is a slam dunk pick for the Burgundy and Gold. I'm loving where this mock draft is heading to this point. Then in round 3, we get Josiah Stewart at number 99 overall, getting edge rusher out of Michigan. And listen, man, you got 10.5 sacks from Dante Fowler Jr., who is your designated pass rusher last year, to replace. And I think Josiah Stewart's going to be able to come in and fill that role. Dorrance Armstrong, Cleveland Furrow, kind of their early down edges from last year return. You bring in Dietrich Wise, you bring in Jake Martin, 2 guys that can certainly help you out here as well. But I think that you need to fill more of a true designated edge rusher type of role if you're not able to trade for a guy like Trey Hendrickson, or if you're not able to get a top edge rusher prospect in the NFL draft in round 1. So in this scenario, I take Stewart because I think he can fill Fowler's role in this defense right away. He beats you with a lot of different stuff. He can beat you with speed. He can beat you with finesse, both to the outside and inside shoulder. Got a bunch of different pass rush moves that he can win with. And then he actually converts speed to power quite well as somebody that's a little bit of an undersized edge rusher. He's not going to be much in terms of a run defender, but I do think he's going to be able to provide some pass rushing upside for this defense that definitely needs it along the edge. So coming up here, my day 3 picks in my final Commanders mock draft of the 2025 draft season. But before we get into the rest of today's mock, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time. And I'm someone who likes to go to baseball games on the weekends to relax and get my mind off of work. And thanks to our friends at Game Time, I can always get guaranteed low prices on tickets to whatever baseball game I'm going to, no matter where I want to sit in the stadium, or whether I want to go to a Ranger game here at home, or whether I'm at Nationals Park in D.C. I always know I'm going to get the guaranteed lowest price tickets with our friends at Game Time, which is the official ticketing partner of the Commanders Report by Chat Sports. It makes getting tickets to any event faster and easier, all on your phone. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. And if you haven't been to Nationals Park so far this season, guys, it is absolutely gorgeous. And of course, I just love going to baseball games because it's just really relaxing to me. It was my first love growing up. I actually played college baseball. So I really like going to a ballpark, taking my mind off of work, investing in the game, and enjoying some snacks, of course, while I'm taking in that ball game. So if you guys want to take the guesswork out of buying tickets, you can download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. It's one word, all caps, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS. It's one word, all caps, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. So now I'm going to make the second and final trade of my final mock draft here, and I'm going to go out and get myself another starting level corner. And no, I'm not going to be drafting anybody. I'm going to make another trade to go out and get Jair Alexander from the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to trade the 4th round pick here, number 128th overall. And when I see a guy like Jair Alexander, I think that this is the perfect spot for him. All right, they have Jonathan Jones, who they brought in free agency, but it was on a short-term, 1-year, $5.5 million contract. They could certainly look to add a starting corner during the NFL draft this year, or potentially even trade for one like Jair Alexander, who in every single season of his NFL career has been at least a top 30 corner in the entire league when he's been on the field. Now, it's been a while, and he's not very healthy very often, all right? But the Commanders, because they signed Jonathan Jones, they have the depth in this room to be able to take on a guy like Jair Alexander, who is one of the best press man corners in the National Football League. You pair him up with Marshawn Lattimore. If he can have a bounce-back season next year, you got one of the best press man cornerback duos in the National Football League, and you can really run this defense in the vision of what Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. want to do here in Washington. Plus, you can move Mikey Samerstill into the slot full-time, which is what this team drafted him to be when they took him in the middle rounds last year. So with this projected trade here, would you take this? Would you take Jair Alexander, who's only going to go up against $18 million against the cap if you make this move, and then you get him for 2 more seasons? And all you have to give up for him, a top 20, maybe even top 10 corner in the game, became a 4th-round pick. I think that this would be a slam dunk move for the Washington Commanders, but let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. A for accept or D for decline. If the Packers are willing to come to the table on this, I'm pulling the trigger on this every single time. So now we have to fast forward all the way to round 6, where I'm going to take Willie Lampkin, interior offensive lineman out of North Carolina. This guy's one of my favorite sleeper offensive linemen in this entire class, and I think that he could compete for a starting job right away. You bring in Laramie Tunsil to be your starting left tackle. You drafted Brandon Coleman relatively early last year. He's expected to be the starting right tackle. It looks like Andrew Wiley will start the season at right guard, while Sam Cosmi continues to heal from that torn ACL he had late last season. Tyler Biotish is locked in as that starting center, but Nick Allegretti at left guard I think is definitely an upgradable position for the Washington Commanders. And the thing about Lampkin is that he's not very big, but he's an excellent pass protector, and his film is excellent because he plays with great technique, and he's built low to the ground, but he's got long arms, so he wins the leverage battle consistently. I think that he's an absolutely phenomenal player on film, and I think that people look at him and see his size and his frame and say, that guy can't survive at the NFL level. And who knows, maybe they're right, but I love his technique. And if he can hold up against the NFL bull rush, I think that he's going to be a starter. And that's something in round 6 that I'm willing to invest in. Then in round 7 here, I'm going to take a running back, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt out of Arizona, one of the most slept on running backs in this entire class, in my opinion. Brian Robinson Jr. and Austin Eckler. The Commanders like those guys, but they're in the final year of their respective contracts. Don't expect either one of them to get a long-term deal with this football team. Krosky-Merritt was phenomenal in the Shrine Bowl. He was actually the MVP of the Shrine Bowl here in Arlington, Texas this year. Was phenomenal at practice as well, and honestly, his film at Arizona is really good as well. So I would like to bring him in a really deep running back class. You get a steal there. Then in round 7, one of my Sperry psychos this year, Sean Dolak, interior linebacker out of Buffalo. Undersized linebacker from a small school, but his film is so fun, man. He's an interception machine. He's great in coverage. He'll force fumbles. He's got a nose for the football. I mean, I absolutely love everything that there is to love about Sean Dolak and his film. He's one of the most fun watches that I had at the off-ball linebacker position this year, which honestly sucks. The off-ball linebacker class this year is one of the worst that I've ever seen, but Dolak is a kind of a bright spot that you can probably get on day 3, so that will be my final pick here. So my final mock haul for the Washington Commanders here. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Jayden Higgins at the top of round 2. Kevin Winston Jr. As your other second-round pick. Josiah Stewart in round 3. Jair Alexander, use your 4th-round pick to go get him. Willie Lampkin in round 6. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, a good running back out of Arizona, in round 7. Then Sean Dolak, undersized linebacker that's a playmaker on 3rd downs for you, in round 7 as well. So grade my mock, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. And don't forget to click that subscribe button, because our extensive coverage of the NFL draft from the perspective of the Burgundy and Gold starts tomorrow. So make sure you click that subscribe button to never miss a moment.